Hey, welcome back to Maya's Pretty Little Reviews. Okay, we're reviewing Spy Kids 2 and Allison in Murderland.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay, Spy Kids 2 is about the island of Lost Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I guess the two main kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget their names.
Yeah, they get fired from it or something like that.
The boy gets fired, but then the sister reinstates him, which is illegal because she don't have the power to do it. She just hacked it and did it.
Yeah, so they're trying to go to somewhere. I remember. Do you remember?
It was the island.
Yeah,
The island of Lost Dreams.
They go to the island, and I guess someone's trying to take over the world.
As usual.
Yeah. And that's about it.
Okay. So what was your review?
I liked it. If you're like a little kid, you would enjoy it.
Alright. We already reviewed part 1 on your show once before, I believe.
I think so.
Which is, I don't know if it's on this channel or is it on my channel. Maybe this channel, isn't it?
Maybe.
Well, either way, so yeah, I don't know. I kind of stayed away from the Spy Kids movies. Oh, excuse me. Just because they did seem kiddie. Even though I'm a huge Robert Rodriguez fan, I was just kind of like, these seemed like kids movies. They are kids movies, so I stayed away. And then when she moved in, we watched part 1, and I really liked part 1. I thought part 1 was really good. So I was like, alright, yeah, I'll check out the others. So, watching part 2, I will say, not as good as part 1. I think part 1's definitely better. But, once the story gets going, like once you kind of get on the adventure, it's enjoyable. It really is. I mean, you can't really take it seriously and critique it. I mean, clearly it's aimed at kids. So a lot of the humor's goofier or whatnot. But, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a fun ride. I love all the actors in it. I mean, Danny Trejo makes his return to this. Steve Buscemi's in it. Antonio Banderas, Cheech Marin, Mike Judge. I mean, it really is just it's a fun ride. It really is. And like I said, just the adventures themselves. I mean, it's ridiculous over the top, but at the same time, it's meant to be. So, I don't know. I give it a thumbs up. I really liked it.
I recommend it.
I can see myself watching it again sometime down the road. So, actually, I do want to see part 3 and part 4, actually. I don't know if I'd watch the other one, the spinoff, the Shark Boy Lava Girl.
I like that one.
Like that one? I may give it a shot. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. That's my review on that one. Not bad.
Okay. The next one is Alice in Wonderland.
No, Alice in Murderland.
Murderland. Yeah. And so, Alice's mother gets married like 21 years ago.
21 years ago.
21 years ago.
So, no, 20 years ago. She was 21 though.
Yeah. Okay. 20 years ago, and so her mother gets murdered at a glass house or something like
What do
that.
they call it? The Glass House?
The Glass
Because people
House.
owned it. Last name's Glass.
Yeah. So
It's not literally Glass House.
her birthday's coming up, and they decide to have an Alice in Wonderland birthday party for her, and each one get killed off one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Mm.
It was okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I knew it was going to be a low-budget, cheap horror film, because before she does her...
The blood looks like freaking jelly.
Because, before she does her shows on here now, she usually gives me the option, do you want to watch this with me or not? And usually showed me a trailer. I saw a trailer. So I knew ahead of time it was going to be pretty cheesy and low-budgety. But once again, it comes to horror, I'll usually stick around. So I was like, yeah, why not? And initially, it was just so god-awful. This movie is just horrible on every level. The acting's atrocious. Like she said, the gore is ridiculous. Like...
They hit her with a bat and freaking just the freaking like jelly.
Like the head just explodes. Like every time you stab one person, like blood cakes the walls and they're covered in blood. The writing's atrocious. Like she said, this young girl, she was 1 year old when her mom's murdered. 20 years later, her mom was murdered right when she turned 21, and now it's on her 21st birthday, going back to the same house that her mom was murdered in. Her friends seem to think it's a good idea. They're like, yeah, let's have a party at this house. It's ridiculous. It's so contrived and ridiculous and everything. But there's a point about midway through, for me, is when the killer shows up and the guy thinks it's his girlfriend, so he's just like, or his ex-girlfriend, and he's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to spill my guts to you? And he's like, I love you, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, what, you want me to spill more of my guts to you? And literally, and this is not a machete or an axe or something. It's a knife. It's a regular knife. And dude, like this one scene, like she swings like that, and then it cuts to him, and he's holding all his intestines in his hands. And it takes every person in this movie like 30 seconds to die, because nobody wants to just like die. They're like, oh no, you killed me, I'm dying. Oh, and at that point, I started laughing. And then I realized that this is literally the equivalent of The Room. Anybody who's not familiar with the movie The Room, it's a drama that was so bad. It's considered the Citizen Kane of bad movies. And once I had that mind frame, like, okay, now we're dealing with a movie that's so bad it's good, I'm in. And from there on out, it became an enjoyable movie. It was ridiculous. It's the kind of movie that if you have a bad movie night with your friends, like you have to get your friends together, drink a little bit, watch a really shitty movie and just trash on it, this is that movie. This is that movie. It's just so fucking ridiculous. And but yeah, you know what? I can see myself maybe watching this again. I can see me trying to get my friends together to watch this movie, because it'd just be a good time. It'd be ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. It was just there's a twist. Like they don't even like now. I'm looking back on it. I mean, they do try to make everybody look somewhat guilty. And then
everybody leaves.
Yeah, everybody just disappears like around the time someone gets killed. So it's like it could be any one of these people. But then when they do kind of reveal who it is, you're just like, what, really? And I'm not gonna drop any spoilers. Like not that matters. But then it's just like the ending is the most ridiculous fucking ending ever. It makes you wonder if they actually had real actors involved in this movie, would it have been different? Like, could it have been like same shitty script, but you have A-listers doing this, this script. Could it have been better? I don't know. It's a tall order. That's a pretty tall fucking order. But I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I check it out. It's bad. It's shit. It's garbage. But it's fun garbage. I would much rather sit through this again than like 15 minutes of any of the Twilight movies. Like I just think this is better on a whole. At least these kids are trying. I did read something. This is weird. This is on IMDb. Now, IMDb's usually pretty legit. Because it seems like it'd just be more of a slam, but it's in their trivia section. It said 7 of the girls in this movie could not read. There was like 8 girls, which means like none of the girls in this movie could actually read. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what IMDb said, but it does make you wonder if they were just like, I'm trying to improv it. And I just think it's interesting that Wikipedia actually said this movie actually does have quite a bit of a following just because of how bad it is. Like when it first came out, everybody shit on it, but it has gained like that cult following. So, Alice in Murderland, I say check it out. Tell me what you think. So, that's my review.
Yeah. So, till next week.
Till next week.